Hey there, Noxus here. In today's video we shall be speaking about voicing your opinion. Now, let's dive straight into it. When it comes to voicing your opinion, I'm speaking more of if something is bothering you to the point that you feel like you should say something. For example, I remember back in junior high and middle school when I used to be bullied sometimes, or quite frankly, quite often, because I used to be skinny and I was being deemed weird back in the days. Some people still deem me weird to this day, and that's fine. I can't really choose or control their opinion. But it used to bother me so much that I just accepted it. I let people walk on me and just never did anything about it up until high school, or after high school, to be fairly honest. I endured so many fucking years of that bullshit. And then I remember it was one particular time where I have had it with being called weird, being called all these different names. And I remember I just snapped. Of course, I could have said in quite frankly in a standard normal tone, like, I'm not a fan of the way that you're telling that I'm weird, right? But I've had it with so many years of the same shit over and over again. So I just kind of snapped at this individual like, will you stop calling me fucking weird? I'm tired of it. Every single day, almost my entire fucking life, I've been deemed weird. I've had it. Then silence. Then never again from that specific person I was called weird. Because I voiced my opinion. If you do the same mistake like I did of just not voicing your opinion if something bothers you too much, people will just think it's okay. And the same goes, let's say you have a crush on this girl. I don't care if you're 15, 16, 24, 40 watching my videos. If there's a specific woman in your life that you got your eyes set on, have a conversation with her. Speak about it. Just openly admit that you have feelings for her. But don't do it like in a way that I did when I was younger. Just like, I like you. You want to be my girlfriend? Not something like that. I mean more specific, like kind of build up to it if it is possible. And trust me, either if you get rejected or you end up being together or getting together with this person and forming a relationship, and that's fine. But the thing is that if you go too long with a certain thought that is bothering you and it's involving another person, and you think, you know what, I should speak my opinion soon, and this I'm gonna do it later type of mindset is gonna catch up to you and it's gonna eat you from the inside out. The same goes for when you have these projects or goals that you set down and you written down a certain deadline for it, and then you say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. That I'll do it tomorrow type of mindset will quickly catch up to you, and then suddenly there is less than 24 hours for you to practice, learn, or in general just finally tell the significant person, or in general follow through with your goal. Then you'll just live an endless cycle of repeating the same type of mistakes and failure that you said to yourself, I'm not going to do this anymore, but you continue to repeat it. The thing that you should openly just do is just do it. It is much easier said than done, of course, but when you muster up enough courage, or there's a moment in your life where it's just like, you know what, you've had it, and you just finally tell this person, you know what, I fucking despise you because you keep shitting on these significant other people for doing this, this, and this, and this. You're a narcissistic human garbage. And it was just a scenario I just made up of you just telling a person how you truly feel, right? Then, yes, you may be looked upon as an asshole for telling this sort of things, but in your mind, your sort of intentions are just, you know what, I'm tired of this nonchalant bullshit day in, day out. Like, if it would be one of your coworkers that are literally one of the most horrifying human beings you ever met in your life, and they walk on you and they step on you and they call you all this sort of shit, right? Even sometimes family members, when they're just like, oh, you said this and this to this certain person that hurt their feelings. Let me tell you something, and This is more like, I'm just gonna go off topic a little bit. If you have a thought process, or you have a thought in general that involves another human being, go and tell that human being that specific thing if you feel like it bothers you too much. But if the third person that has nothing to do with this in general jumps in this conversation, fuck off to that human being. Because if I'm speaking, just as an example, if I'm speaking to Jack, right? And I'm having a conversation with Jack, and I'm not necessarily picking a fight, but I'm telling him this and this and this is bothering me, and this has you been doing wrong lately, and it's been hurting my sort of feelings. And you're having either a genuine conversation, or in general just a heated argument towards each other, and that's fine because that involves you and Jack, right? Me and Jack, right? But if Sarah over there suddenly starts to get involved in this sort of conversation, fuck off, Sarah. You have nothing to do with this. I'm picking a fight with Jack with this sort of thing because it's bothering my brain. Not you. Bothering my brain and that other person. Not you. That's another thing I'd like to speak about today. Sometimes we should mind our own fucking business. This is 2 examples. I remember there was one time where I was walking home from training late at night. I think it was 11, 12 at night or something. It was a late night session. And it was this man and woman that they were speaking to each other, but they were quite frankly loudly, right? But as I was viewing the conversation, because I took off my headphones because I thought they were very loud and obnoxious then and there. And I looked at the body language to the man. It was kind of, he looked kind of aggressive. That was the point of view, or that was basically how I observed it, right? And I was walking, right? Imagine me walking, and I just turned around and just like, I looked him stepping closer to the woman, and then something just clicked in my mind, and I was just like, everything all right here? And both of them simultaneously, hey, everything's all right. You sure? Yeah, we're actually just joking around. We're actually just drinking. All right, that's fine. They were just drinking together, and they were just talking towards each other, and they were just wholesome. So I just ended up walking and minding my own business. But that was a good example of how it played out. Another bad example, I remember it was this, I don't know if it was a homeless man or a crackhead or whatever the sort of thing was. And then I was minding my own business walking home, right? And then this person stopped me and asked for change. And I said, I ain't got it on me right now. And I said, sorry, I gotta get home. And I walked past him. And then he put his hand on my chest and just said, hey, mate, I would like some money. You got some? And that sort of itself, it triggered a fight or flight response in my mind, where it's just like, I removed his hand kindly, not just like, yeah, blah, sort of thing like that, but just, I removed it and just, mind your own business. I ain't got no money. And it kind of got like serious tension between me and him. And he backed off immediately because he understood that I was minding my own business and I was serious. And it could have gone wrong. If this dude had a knife, or if this dude in general had intentions of getting money, it could have gone wrong. But that's an example of, that's just an extreme scenario, where a one-time scenario where it could have ended badly between me and the unknown man. And that's a thing that sometimes we should just mind our own business. If it's a heated argument between 2 people and it's not bothering you, fine, just fuck off and just keep walking. But if something is bothering you and you feel like that, your gut feeling, when your gut feeling is telling you something, don't let it wander for far too long. Because if your brain says something, that's different. If your heart says something, that's fine. But if your gut feeling is telling you something, then you should listen to it. Because 99% of the time, or most cases for my personal experience, my gut feeling has normally never been wrong. I remember it was this beautiful girl I was dating once, and then I this in the middle of the conversation or the date, I had a gut feeling that something is off. I don't want to be with this woman. I couldn't put my finger on specifically what it was. And I continued the conversation, pretended and whatever. And then after that, I said to her, we should separate ways because I feel like this isn't working out. We were speaking to each other, everything was going fine, but I had this gut feeling that I couldn't see a future with this sort of woman or something like that. I don't remember specifically what it was, but I just said, you know what, we should see a different people type of thing like that. And she was wholesome about it. And she said, fine, that's totally fine. Life keeps moving on. But it was just something I couldn't put my finger on. And I didn't want to explore what it was. So I just decided, I'm leaving. That sort of thing. Anyway, it is you versus you. Fuck everyone else, but stay kind when you need. Take care, boys.